Sir, I've got time is 11 minutes.
Yes, sir. Sir, the Honorable, I stand here to speak on the motion of thanks for the President's address on behalf of my party, the All India Trinamool Congress. The President, the Honorable President Rashtrapati Ji, made two speeches, one in the Central Hall of Parliament and one on Republic Day, which many of us may have missed. I would like, and as we know, the speech made in Central Hall is the government-approved speech. I want to dwell first on two of the points he raised on Republic Day. This is what the Honorable Rashtrapati Ji said. Quote, institutions should be disciplined and morally upright, and they are always more important than individuals in office. I only wish this was also said in Central Hall. That would have been a strong message at the right place. The second thing he said, institutions at the Republic Day speech, not in Central Hall, institutions are more important than individuals. I want to pass this message on from the Rashtrapati in this house and all of us to the people concerned here. These are the two important sentences. Sir, I am very tempted today after hearing the gentleman who made the maiden speech, the BJP president. I thought he was making a maiden speech and he will rise above politics. But he ended up doing another election Maidan speech. I will restrain myself from doing that. But I hope that after this, if anybody from the BJP speaks in this house, they will respond to the 5 suggestions I give them to run this country better on schemes, and to the 1 suggestion or 2 suggestions the Trinamool Congress gives them to run this country better overall, beyond the schemes. No rhetoric, no pakoda talk. This is all very well. We all like pakoras, but the pakoda has nobody to defend himself or herself. So let's leave the pakoda out. 5 schemes, sir. So my colleague who spoke before me touched on a few very important issues. I will not repeat them. Simultaneous elections can't happen, it's unconstitutional. Black money, we want a white paper. And institutions and tolerance. So I will not speak on any of these, sir, but I will speak on 5 first points. Women, health, agriculture, jobs, Swachh Bharat, federalism. First, on women. Pointed scheme, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, or Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Here are the numbers. Padhao, sir. Padhao. You can call it. Right. Please speak. Sir, the numbers for Beti Bachao are very interesting. 280 crore this year for the whole country. Last few years, if you heard of it, comes to about 1,000-1,200 crores. Use the example which has worked. Don't do politics. Use Kanyashri, 1 state last year. Over the last 4.5 years, the budget is 5,000 crores. The number. Number 2. How many lives has Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao touched? I don't know. There are no numbers. Maybe 50,000, 1 lakh. Here is the number. 45 lakh women, girls, their lives have been changed. The marriage age has gone up. And the infant mortality rate has, in fact, dropped. These are the real numbers of the real schemes. Look at the scheme. The United Nations has acknowledged the scheme. Don't do politics by putting one Beti Bachao, giving it 280 crores. That's the first example, sir. That scheme, there's another scheme if they didn't learn from this one, maybe they can learn from Ruposhri, which is another scheme which Bengal has just started, without the politics. Sir, one more quick point on women, and then I will move on to health. Sir, 70,000 to 1 lakh women are killed every year. They die, not killed, they die because of cervical cancer. Why hasn't this government addressed this issue? I'll tell you why. Because the RSS's economic wing wrote to the health ministry, please check the letter, saying that this should not be done. Let us rise above this kind of thinking, put in the science, and let the doctors do their work. So from women, sir, I'm coming to health. I just briefly want to touch on the insurance scheme. And I'm giving you points, and I hope whoever speaks from the BJP will answer these 5 programs. 5. You have said 2,000 crores for the NHPS. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and I will say you also add the RSBY, which they probably do, make it together, you get 4,000 crores. So the annual premium will work out to 1,200 crores. This is a flawed scheme. It hasn't been thought out. It's just been announced. Rather, you look at the states, like my state or some other states may be doing, look at the states. We offer a premium of 1,200 per family. 1,200 per family, sir. And worse still, you make the grand announcement and then you say, without discussing with anybody, 40 paisa to the rupee has to be paid by the states. These schemes don't work. They're just announcements. Sir, 2 quick points on agriculture. It's very nice to go to an election rally in Karnataka and sound, what tops, tomato, onion, potato. Sir, from the Prime Minister of the country, this is not a college debate. Come to the hard numbers. The BJP manifesto said in 2014, they will double farmers' income. The Trinamool manifesto in 2011 said, we will double farmers' income. The BJP will make it happen in 2022. The Trinamool in 2011 to 2016, I'm giving you 2 numbers, sir. 94,000 was the farmer income, C2 after all expenditure, 94,000 per year. 94,000 rupees per annum was left with the farmer. Now, that number has gone up to 2,20,000 in 6 years. No promises without keeping promises. On the President's address, irrigation. You look at the President's address and you look at the budget together. You look at the numbers. Water is a very major issue. 45% of the farmland is not irrigated. And yet, what do? We put 300 crores for irrigation. If you calculate, it will take you 96 years beyond 2022 to reach your target. Sir, if anybody says not correct while I'm speaking, the Prime Minister is speaking next. I challenge the Prime Minister to challenge my figures. Sir, come to jobs. Jobs, a lot of people have spoken. I just want to add one more point on jobs. Launched by Prime Minister Modi, the National Career Services Portal. Correct my figure. 2 in 100 people who've registered have got a job. 2. Sir, you come to Swachh Bharat. My colleague Manish Gupta made a very nice point today about the manual scavengers. Sir, besides the manual scavengers, there's a story in Orissa of Chotu Rautia from Orissa, a 50-year-old daily wage worker, sir, a tribal. Sir, because after he applied for the PM's Awaj Yojana, the officials finally turned his Swachh Bharat toilet into his home. This is the reality. This is the reality of these programs, sir. And I'm not speaking big talk here. Even when this entire Swachh Bharat was done, guess which district was number 1? You won't have to guess, it's from Bengal. It's Nadia. So now come to fiscal, federalism. Operative federalism, cooperative federalism. Few points on federalism, sir. Federalism, we made an issue yesterday about a high constitutional authority who is running states because the headquarters are coming and giving the messages. I don't want to dwell more on this. We have spoken enough on this yesterday. Come to federalism, sir. Since we discussed the railway budget, we have enough time to discuss the railway budget. But in the limited time, I want to make one point about railways because the BJP would give us big talk. No railway budget. It's all politicized. Some numbers, which I was up till very late calculating. BJP states in the railway budget, these are not, that's why there's no budget speech. Uttarakhand increase in budget, 160%. Dispute these numbers. Rajasthan got an increase of 30%. Gujarat got an increase of 20%. Madhya Pradesh, 18%. Now you contrast that, these are plus. Contrast that with Delhi, Kerala and West Bengal. They didn't only get plus, they got minus 40, minus 30 and minus 15. What are we talking about federalism? The first speaker of the BJP, Mr. Amit Shah, he gave us a lecture on police modernization. And when it's police and it's modernization, it's BJP. What was he talking about? What was he talking about? Because I will tell you, the police modernization numbers, 2014, someone from the BJP should come back and contradict these numbers I'm giving. 2014 modernization of police force, 1,600 crores. Then 14-15, 1,400 crores. This year, it is 0. You know, I know My friend Jan Sinha is here and trying to dispute some of the figures, but we also heard his speech. But there's an old saying about Papa Kehte Hai, but we'll come back to that later. So, sir, besides that speech, sir, besides those numbers, I'll take 3 minutes, not more, sir. BRGF is one. Sir, this government talks about federalism. They advertise about federalism. Here are 2 numbers. 39 major schemes, central funded schemes, have been withdrawn. 58 important schemes, the state contribution has been increased and the central government has gone down. And what was the BJP doing here in the proposal of the motion? They are blaming somebody, 55 saal mein aapne kiya, to hum log kiya, 48% Gujarat mein hum log, this is the poll numbers. What are we doing? Rise above politics. Rise above politics. Come to parliament, make suggestions, whether you're in opposition or in government. That's why I've stayed away, sir, from all politics and only said all these numbers. Sir, I always don't like to take more time. I never like to take more time, sir. But just a few more points and then I will summarize, sir. Prime Minister Devos, he said this: whoever controls data is the most powerful and can shape the world. Whoever controls data is the most powerful and can shape the world. Remember, Aadhaar. This is a dangerous line. Think about it and think about Aadhaar. Sir, I don't want to say anything about false claims because we can write a book now on false claims. The first seaplane ride, the first Ro-Ro ride, the first, I don't want to go there, sir. But I'm very interested in this in the year 2022. Everything will happen in 2022. There is a scientist who predicted that a man will go into Mars by 2022. I believe the scientist. Sir, 2 minutes. 2022. But for all the criticism we opposition do to this BJP government, we should also congratulate them once in a way. And I want to congratulate them because by 2022, the Oxford English Dictionary will have a new word. And that word will be defined as make a promise, make a lot of hype around the promise, don't deliver the promise. And India has given many words to the Oxford English Dictionary, good words. Hartal, tamasha, khushi, all so many words. Shampoo is also. The new word will come in 2022, sir. We must all work towards it, is Jumla. Sir, I will end. Sir, I will end. In 1 minute, I will end. Sir, I will end. Sir, in all this, but I see hope. And I'll tell you where I see hope. I see hope when I study the character of Mahisasur. Mahisasur was all evil. He was all negative. Completely evil and completely negative. No, but it took. He also felt that no man could ever defeat him, so he kept changing his form and he forgot what he was. Finally, sir, it took all the good forces to come together in the shape of a woman to finish Mahisasur once and forever. So that is my hope in this country. Thank you, sir.